for me, it was a horrible experience. I thought it was going to be like very easy breezy because most of women say, like, oh no, just you push 3 times and the baby comes out. And it wasn't like that. My labor was induced and I was in a lot of pain, and I stayed, like the old labor period was like around 26 hours, something like that. So it was very long, it was very painful. I didn't know how the entire process. My doctor wasn't for me like the best. Because as soon as I arrived, I thought that, that they were going to put the medication, and after, a couple of hours, I was going to be like done. And he told me like, I have 9 patients today and you're gonna be the last.
Básicamente, soy de Uruguay y hacía ahí unos 3 años que estaba aquí en Los Ángeles. Entonces encontrarme con eso fue como, ok, todo esto está pasando en inglés y mi mente a la misma vez que está pensando en esto que está pasando ahora también tiene que estar pensando esto en inglés. Porque los que estaban alrededor nuestro no hablaban español, tampoco como que salía el español en ese momento porque era mucho grito y mucha cuestión. Sí, todo lo que había visto antes acerca de un parto no se parecía nada a lo que estaba pasando en ese momento, ni las películas, ni las charlas con amigas, ni nada, eran parecido a esa realidad. También, por otro lado, pienso que no hay nada que te pueda preparar para el momento del parto porque es una experiencia muy única y depende mucho de cada persona.
Yo sí leí The Gentle Birthing, me involucré mucho en la hipnosis, tomé cursos antes de que naciera mi hija de la hipnosis, tenía el plan de hacer un parto en el agua, tenía ya todo preparado, tenía una doula, midwives. Al final me tuvieron que inducir y también tuve flexibilidad con el respeto a los doctores, y cambió el plan que tenía para su nacimiento, pero fue un nacimiento que quería, un nacimiento, no fue cesárea, que eso es lo que era importante también para mí, que siento que en esta cultura empujan mucho la cesárea, por lo que he visto y lo que he leído.
I was like reading the books, and I read the whole books like month by month, how the baby's growing and stuff. And then at the end there was like the kinds of births that you can have. And there was one section that was like C-section. And I was like, not gonna read this. Not gonna have a C-section. This is not me. And then I had complications during birth, had to do an emergency section, started freaking out, preeclampsia, help, and running to the emergency room. And definitely not what I envisioned. And then I realized that whatever you plan for your birth, it's very unlikely to be exactly how you envision.
Again, super COVID, everybody was afraid of it, didn't really know what it was. I almost wasn't able to have my husband in the room with me. And the morning of, they said, okay, your husband can come with you. I was ready to throw a fit in the lobby and say, I'm not going in without my husband. I refuse. I was scared. I didn't know what to expect. So luckily he was with me, and I felt very supported by him. I felt very supported by my doctors and the nurses. Everybody was so covered up, which was really scary. I wanted to see smiles and I didn't. And then the second pregnancy, COVID had kind of died down a little bit, but I actually got COVID and was tested positive 3 days before my labor. So again, we had to go back to like only my husband in the room. I had to have a mask on. I gave birth both times with the mask on. So imagine doing like the Lamaze breathing with the masks. And at the end of the day, your baby comes out and you see your baby and you're happy and you forget all about the last 10 hours. But I went in saying, I'm gonna go in and have a vaginal birth, and I did. I think it was just out of sheer panic of like being afraid to get a C-section that I just pushed with all my might.